Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I'll be doing an NHL 2021 season predictions. So, the regular season teams. So, there are 4 divisions: the Honda West, the Mass Mutual East, the Scotia North, and the Discover Central. So I'll be starting with the Honda West, and in last place, we have got the Los Angeles Kings. In 7th place, the Anaheim Ducks. 6th place, San Jose Sharks. 5th place, Arizona Coyotes. And the top 4 teams in each division are going to be making the playoffs. So, in the Honda West, 4 teams that will be making the playoffs. In number 4, Minnesota Wild. With additions of Cam Talbot in net, that'll be a bit of a better goalie change. Defense stays the same, and they lose a couple players on offense, but they also get a couple players on offense, so I think it's good. Especially Kirill Kaprizov, very good rookie. Okay, next, St. Louis Blues, number 3. Number 2, the Vegas Golden Knights, who I've just named Mark Stone their new captain. And in number 1, the Colorado Avalanche. I just think McKinnon, Landeskog, and Rantanen with Makar at the back. And then they have a lot of depth as well. I think they're one of the favorites to win the Stanley Cup this year. Next, the Mass Mutual East. We have got in number 8, obvious pick, New Jersey Devils. And in number 7th spot, 6th spot, and 5th spot are probably all going to be surprises to you, because these teams are very likely to make the playoffs. But in my opinion, New York Islanders are going to come 7th place. They've lost Thomas Greiss as a backup. They only have Simon Marmolov. They have 2 of their good defensemen have retired, and they've lost Devon Tage to the Colorado Avalanche. They only have basically Pulak left. And then their forwards are basically the same, and they lost Eric Brassard and one other person. Okay, 6. This is everyone saying, oh, this team's going to make the Stanley Cup playoffs. Or the Stanley Cup final. Yeah, well, I have them 6th place, the Philadelphia Flyers. I just don't like Philadelphia. As simple as that. Number 5, the Boston Bruins. Very good team. Every year they're gonna win. They're gonna do very good. But this year, they lost Torrey Krug. They lost Zdeno Chara. Their 2 defensemen, Charlie McAvoy, who's good, and then Matt Grzelcyk as his first pair is not even that great. He's just okay defenseman. He's got a good goalie, Tuukka Rask, Yaroslav Halak, and for their forwards, they have Patrice Bergeron and Marchand, and Pastrnak going to be out till like late February. Maybe Marchand might come in earlier, but Pastrnak is probably during that time. And now the top 4 again, we got Buffalo Sabres, like their additions, Taylor Hall, Eric Stahl, and then they're going to play with, and then they're going to have Jack Eichel 2 there, with Victor Olofsson, Sam Reinhart. I think it's going to be a good team this year. It's the year. The New York Rangers 2, Panarin, Zibanejad, the new addition, Lafreniere. Number 2, Washington Capitals. They're just going to do well. I don't like Washington, and I never have. But I can't put them down like Philadelphia. I can't just do 2 teams like that. So, and number 1, Pittsburgh Penguins. After their loss in the qualifiers to my Montreal Canadiens. They're gonna have a bounce back season, and I think Sidney Crosby's getting Malkin can do that if Jake Gensel's healthy. They got Jean Marino on the back now, and I think they're gonna come first in that division. Next, the Scotia North. So that's all the Canadian. That if you can also call it the Canadian division. So in 7th place, Ottawa Senators, like their additions, but not a playoff team. Number 6, Vancouver Canucks. Many people say, oh, they're going to do well. They did really well last year. Well, they lost a bit of their forwards. They lost a bit of their defense. Well, I guess they just traded, so their defense is the same. And their goalies, they traded Markstrom for Holtby. Next, is in number 5, Edmonton Oilers. They got McDavid, Draisaitl, the 2 best players last season. But their depth around it, not very good. Their goalie, very struggling. They don't have Oscar Klefbom for the year. Number 4. So these are the teams that are making the playoffs. 4th, Calgary Flames. Like their new additions. Their defense, Christopher Tanev from the Vancouver Canucks. Jacob Markstrom. They're a really good goaltender from the Vancouver Canucks. And they also have nice backup David Riddick, because they lost Cam Talbot to the Minnesota Wild. And their forwards, I think they're going to have a bounce back season as well. Johnny Gaudreau's going to play well, Sean Monahan is going to play well, and some new additions too. Number 3rd place is going to be Toronto Maple Leafs. Many people say first place, but Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, William Nylander, Joe Thornton is not going to play with Marner and Matthews on the first line. Jake Campbell is the backup. Freddie Anderson is the number 1 goalie. I like their adds on defense. They also got Wayne Simmons. They have a lot of depth and good players, but actually, I could put them number 1, but I'll just keep them number 3 for now. Now, my Montreal Canadiens, number 2 spot, with the amazing adds, one of the best teams on paper. They have added Josh Anderson, Corey Perry, Tyler Toffoli. They've lost Max Domi, and they also, on defense, they've added Joel Edmondson. They have added Alexander Romanov, a great prospect. And then in goalie, they added Jake Allen, very good to help Carey Price rest some days. Carey Price is going to need that rest, and their forwards still Philip Deneau, Brendan Gallagher, Thomas Tatar, Nick Suzuki, probably going to be a lead scorer, Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Such a great team. There's also way more players I could say, but I think they're going to be a really good team. More of a playoff team, but they're going to still make the playoffs and come second in the regular season. Now, number 1, the winner of the Scotia North, the Winnipeg Jets. I know people say Winnipeg Jets are not going to do well. Patrick Laine wants to trade, but I think it's all going to go according to plan, and they're going to have a good season. Their forwards are really good. They added much good players. They added much more players on their forwards that are good. The goalie, backup goalie, not very good, but we got Vezina winner Connor Hellebuck. And then defense, it could use some work. So, okay. Last division, Discover Central Division. 8th place, the Chicago Blackhawks. They lost Corey Crawford. They have Malcolm Subban as their starting goalie, and I think in NHL 21, he's rated an 82, 81 as their starting goalie. And I don't even know who the backup goalie is. Jonathan Taves is kind of injured. Kane's going through some rough times, actually I don't know, I just saw that. Whatever. Dominic Kubalik's gonna do well, but they've lost a lot of forwards, and their defense people are getting very old, and their team sucks. Sorry, Chicago fans, but you're not good. And this year, 7th place, Detroit Red Wings. Many people say last place, but additions of Bobby Ryan, Dylan Larkin named new captain. I think they're not gonna do well, but they're gonna do better. They're gonna come 7th, not last. Next, number 6, the Columbus Blue Jackets. Columbus Blue Jackets. Rumors of Pierre-Luc Dubois getting traded. Rumors going to the Montreal Canadiens or the Winnipeg Jets. And I just don't like Columbus, that's why. Number 5, Florida Panthers. I like their additions. Alexander Wenberg. Bobrovsky is an issue. Might not do well. Might do well. Never know. Last year was very bad though. Their forwards are good. Barkov, Huberdeau. They lost Dadonov. They got Wenberg instead. They've also, on defense, they got Ekblad. Yandel's not going to be in for starting games. Next, now the top 4 teams. The teams that make the playoffs. Number 4, Nashville Predators. This team right here is going to have a bounce back season. Jusei Saros in net, Pecorino at the back. Maybe you can switch around in the season. defense, really one of the best defense pairs in the league. Roman Josi, Norris winner by the way last year, and Ryan Ellis, and you got Ekholm at the back too as well. Ryan Johansson, you've got Philip Forsberg, Matt Duchene, a lot of great players. Next, number 3, the runner-up in the Stanley Cup Finals, or Stanley Cup Playoffs in 2019-2020, the Dallas Stars, who's actually got 17 players who've tested positive for coronavirus out of the 22 players in the whole league. So that's it. So they will be extending their starting date until probably beginning of February or late January. Number 2, this team could actually do very well. Carolina Hurricanes, Sebastian Aho, Andrei Svechnikov, Teuvo Teravainen, and at the back, Jacob Slavin, Dougie Hamilton. Goalies, their slight weakness. Peter Mrazek, James Reimer, still a good goalie, but sometimes they can play really bad. They got good depths like Vincent Trocheck, Ryan Dzingel, and many other good players. And number 1, defending champions, the Tampa Bay Lightning. They will come number 1, even without Nikita Kucherov. It's got Brandon Point, Andre Palat, Anthony Cirelli, Andrei Vasilevsky, Victor Hedman, Mikhail Sergachev, Ryan McDonough, a lot of great players I can name. So that's the standings, and I won't say the round 1, the round of 16, I won't say the quarterfinals, I'll skip the semifinals. So the semifinals is going to be the first place team in each division, so who's going to, out of the top 4 teams, whoever's going to win. So basically, how the first round and second round work is basically be 1 versus 4 in the division, 2 versus 3, and the winners will face. So for example, in the Discover Central division, if the Tampa is going to beat the Predators, for example, and Carolina is going to be Dallas, it'll be Carolina against Tampa Bay. Whoever wins that will be in the semifinals. So that's how it's going to work. So at least one Canadian team will be in the semifinals this year. So in the Honda West, in the semifinals, the team that's going to win the division in the playoffs, drumroll please, the Colorado Avalanche. They're also number 1 in the division during the regular season. They're also going to be number 1 during the playoffs. In the Mass Mutual East, the winner is going to be the Pittsburgh Penguins. Also my number 1 in the regular season. The Scotia North. Now, it's not going to be the number 1 team. Sorry, Winnipeg Jets fans, but they're going to be facing in the quarterfinals against the Montreal Canadiens, and the Montreal Canadiens will take out that series and be in the semifinals. My Montreal Canadiens. Now, in Discover Central, it's not going to be Tampa Bay. It's going to be the Carolina Hurricanes who win. Now after this will be a bit reseeding kind of thing. So whoever has the most points during the season, I'm pretty sure. So I'm guessing it would be, I'll just say Colorado against Montreal in the semis, and Pittsburgh against Carolina, because Colorado, I'm going to guess, is going to have the most points, and Montreal's going to have the least amount of points in the whole thing. So I'm going to say Montreal beats Colorado in 7, and Carolina beats Pittsburgh in 6. So in the Stanley Cup, your 2021 Stanley Cup Finals, the Montreal Canadiens against the Carolina Hurricanes. And the winner is the Montreal Canadiens. My Montreal Canadiens. Totally not biased, but the Montreal Canadiens will win in 7 games. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button. Bye.